guys, welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. Today we're going to do a chocolate fudge cake. So the ingredients you're going to need for the cake itself: 150 ml of sunflower oil, 175 grams of self-raising flour, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and I've heated mine. If you can have chocolate, have chocolate. 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. I'll just pop that into the bowl with the flour. 150 grams of caster sugar, 2 tablespoons of golden syrup, 2 large eggs lightly beaten, and 150 ml of semi-skimmed milk. To be honest, I've used full fat milk, it doesn't really matter. The oven temperature is gas 4, 180C or 160C fan. So you can split this cake into two 18cm tins and do 2 separate ones, or you could be lazy like moi and just do one big one. It's entirely up to you. So make sure you preheat that oven before you get started. So all we're going to do is pour your dry ingredients into the sieve. Make sure you get them all out. And the sugar in there as well, because I want to make sure that's sieved. Just sieve that through. There we go. Dust storm everywhere. Push through what you can, and what you can't push through, just discard. I'm going to wipe my fingers, guys, because of the chocolate. So this is the easiest thing ever. Just give them a mix in the bowl, and all you're going to do is add your wet ingredients into the centre. So there goes my eggs, oil. You'll notice the oil substituted for butter here, and the milk. And last but not least, well, second to last, the golden syrup. Then I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The original recipe for this didn't have that, but I find it brings out the flavour of the chocolate better, so I do add that in. And then all you're going to do is mix it. Make sure everything's nice and incorporated. Check the bottom of your bowl, that's the best thing to do. Yeah, it's all mixed in. My hands are all stuck up now, guys. So I'm just going to mix this for a minute, and then I'm going to pour the mixture into the 2 tins if you're using 2 tins, or 1 if you're like me and you're lazy and you're just using 1. You want to check this baking at the 25-minute mark. If you're doing 1 tin, it's going to take a little bit longer. So just check it every 5 minutes. If you're using the smaller tins, they're splitting it into 2 batches. 25 to 30 minutes is how long it should take to cook. It should be risen and firm. That should do it. I do give mine a good bang on the work surface, get rid of any air trapped in the batter. That'll wipe. It's absolutely covered in flour dust now. Terrific. So like I said, you're going to pop that in the oven. 2 batches, 25 to 30 minutes. 1 batch, I would still check it at the 25-minute mark, and then every 5 minutes after until it's firm and cooked. You can stick a skewer in to see if it's cooked. Then you need to remove it from the oven and leave it to cool for 10 minutes before you take it out of the tin. I'm going to pop this in and I'll tell you what the ingredients are for the icing. Never forget to set a timer, guys. That's the worst thing you can do with a cake. So, for the icing, you're going to need 100 grams of unsalted butter. Again, I use salted. I like salted. I like the taste of salted. But again, it's up to you. 225 grams of icing sugar, 40 grams of cocoa powder, and 2.5 tablespoons of milk. That's to start. Now, it might depend on each batch of icing sugar will absorb more milk than another. There's a lot of things that can change how much liquid you're going to need to add in to a powder. So start with 2.5 tablespoons. If you feel you need a little bit more to make it more spreadable, just add a little tiny touch more. I'd recommend not pouring it directly into the icing, but just use a little, I don't know, a tiny cup or something, and then at least you're not going to splash loads in. So I'll come back when the cake's out and then we'll mix up the icing for it. Okay? Hey guys, welcome back. So I've literally just took mine out of the oven. As you can see, it's risen and it's filled my entire tin. So once it's completely cooled, I will slice it in half. It was just easier this way than messing up 2 pans, to be honest. But this, the 25 to 30 minutes that it would take in the 2 separate pans, this took 55 minutes. I came at 25 minutes and checked it, and then added 10 to 15 minutes every time, and it's perfect. Fudgy. You see, it springs back. So that's what you're after. A cake that springs back. Now I'm going to leave this to cool and we'll come back later, and I am going to use my stand mixer to do the icing. I'm probably going to end up wearing most of it, but I'm going to use a stand mixer to do the icing because I think that gives it a fluffier texture than mix it by hand. So I'm going to leave that to cool and I'll come back later and we'll do the icing for it. Okay, bye. Right guys, let's get this icing made. I've got all the ingredients that I said to you into the mixer. I'm going to turn it on very low because I've splashed myself with this no end of time, so. Every time icing sugar just gets everywhere. I'm going to drop more milk in. Scrape it down and go again. Mine as it is just too thick, absolutely too thick to spread on that cake. It'll tear it to bits. So. Tastes nicer. So I'm going to drop more milk in it. Are we there now? Let's have a look. I still think a bit more milk. Yours may not take this amount of milk to sort bind and be spreadable. But for some reason mine is, so some more milk. Off we go again. That's it, we're there. Right, remember guys, this is a cake for you and your family to eat. It's not meant to look like you've got it from some sort of high-end bakery. So my cake as a whole. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut mine. So all I've done there is just cut it as if I've baked it in 2 pans basically, but I've just cut it. So just spread it out. This will be a nice one to have after Sunday dinner or something. I'm not going to flatten this out. I'm going to leave it as it is. It's for us to eat, so I'm not chopping some off it to make it flatter. So all we're doing now is just cover this, and then that is essentially fudge cake done. It's such an easy recipe guys, don't be scared of doing something like this. How many times I hear somebody say, oh I could never bake. Well, all I did was put stuff in a bowl and mix it up. Of course you can bake. And that'll do. Now guys, the easiest chocolate fudge cake you're ever going to make. Okay? Thanks for watching guys. Let me know if you make it. Cheers. Like, comment and subscribe. Bye.